What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. I'm your favorite self-aware narcissist, Mr. Lee Hammock, better known as mental healness across all social media platforms. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice, I'm a diagnosed narcissist, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims, survivors, and the thrivers of this disorder as well. Today's episode is going to be about the story that you are telling yourself to keep you in this toxic relationship. What are you telling yourself to keep you here? What do the people that actually leave tell themselves to help them get out? What story are you saying to yourself? What mantra are you saying that keeps you in this toxic relationship? I know people are like, well, Lee, what do you mean by story? I mean, what if you were to write a book about what you feel or what you think right now that is keeping you bound in the clutches of this toxic dynamic? What would you say? What would this story say? What would you say? What are you telling yourself? Honestly, what are you telling to yourself? Because this is the thing I've learned about the human brain, especially from acting and doing things like that. It's like, if you repeat something over and over to yourself, your brain starts to believe it. Your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. That's why sometimes you see these method actors. It's hard for them to break those roles. They actually become the person that they're pretending to be on screen. It's hard for them to break that character. You done spent 6 months walking like somebody else, talking like somebody else. You think you're going, and cut, we're done, final scene. You think that person gonna walk off that set back to normal? No, you've incorporated something else into your whole. You've been telling yourself a story that you're someone else. You've been telling yourself a story that this person, this narcissist, toxic person, whoever that you're dealing with, you're telling them that you're telling your story that this person is someone else. You're making them out to be someone else. I feel like the story you tell yourself in the beginning of a relationship with a narcissistic person is not going to be the same when you tell yourself when you get out of it. In the beginning, if you're writing this narcissistic story that you're part of, you're saying things like, "Oh, this is my dream person, the person I've been praying for, heaven sent, heaven sent person or whatever, and this person is meant for me, act like me, we have so much in common, blah, 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 boo, 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 beep, beep, beep." You get it. So you get through the situation right there, you understand that you're telling yourself a story and you're manufacturing this story, the future faking. We're going to buy a house together, we're going to have kids together, we're going to do all this stuff together, we're going to travel the world together, because that's what they told me the second day I met them. They told me we're going to travel the world together, they're going to get me pregnant, I'm going to get pregnant they're going to get me pregnant, I'm going to get them pregnant, it's going to be some wildness. You're telling yourself that story. Cool, and they get you it feels intoxicating. You feel like you're getting drunk on love. Like, didn't Beyonce say that? You get drunk on love and things like that. And so you get trapped in these relationship dynamics. But at the end of the relationship, the story you're telling yourself to get out of it. What are you telling yourself? You're telling yourself the same story that to stay in. When you want to leave the relationship, you're telling yourself the same story you told to get yourself into it. That doesn't work. Your brain and your heart are not aligned, y'all. That's what messes your stories up. You can tell yourself the same story. You can say, "I need to leave this toxic relationship," but internally, your heart is telling you the story like, "We need to just try harder." Who are you listening to? Your heart or your mind? Because I tell this to people all the time: if your heart and your mind are not in alignment, your heart is going to get you hurt most of the times. Not every time, Lee. You can't speak in absolute. No, I'm not speaking in absolutes. I'm saying most of the time, if you're picking your heart over your head, your heart is going to lead you down a pathway of peril, because your heart cannot see, your heart cannot hear, your heart cannot smell, it can't touch. Only thing your heart can do is feel. I feel. It's in your chest. Can you see my heart right now? But your brain, your mind has the intuition. It can see. It can hear, it can smell, it has access to all of that in the head. It has access to all of this with the hands, the touch, and things like that. Your brain is going to lead you down the right path. Y'all are choosing your heart. I've said this before, but your heart is what, if your heart and your brain are not in alignment, your brain keeps you from hurting yourself. Like, you walk to the edge of a cliff, your brain is just like, look, I can see the bottom of this damn cliff. If I jump off this cliff, I'm gonna shatter, my body gonna shatter into 100,000 pieces. I'm gonna be unrecognizable. This is a closed casket walk right here. If I step over here, closed casket. I'm not gonna do it. My intuition is kicking in. I can feel it. I can see it. I can smell it. Your heart is in your chest, but like, the love of your life is down there, and then you jump off the damn cliff. You jump off the cliff, and what your brain predicted to happen? Yeah, you jump off the cliff because you think your love of your life was down there, and you shatter into 1,000,000 pieces. What story are you telling yourself? Tell yourself, rewrite your own. This is why I say you have to write it down. Rewrite your own dynamic of what is actually the truth of the matter. Write it down. Get it out of your system. You committed to memory better if you write it down. Get it out of you. Get it out of you. Write it down. This story says this person is toxic as hell. They are not going to change. This is who they are. If I am to remain in this relationship dynamic, I have to accept them for who they are and realize that the only thing I can change is me. What is that? This staying in this relationship is going to be tumultuous. It's going to be hurt. I'm going to be more hurt than happy. I'm going to be sad as hell most of the time. I'm not going to be heard. I'm not going to be listened to. I'm not going to be the love, care, and affection is going to feel robotic. It's going to feel like it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be there. You mean they're not going to love me like I need to be loved. I have to love myself more. And this is that. I'm not going to be jealous of everybody around me. I'm going to get cussed out. I'm going to get yelled at. I'm going to get screamed at. I'm going to get their hands going to be put on me. They're going to do things to me. Tell yourself that story right there. That's the story you're telling yourself. That's the story you should be telling yourself, and reread your story over and over again. Commit it to memory. Make it real for your brain, so your heart and your brain can get in alignment. Because if your brain starts talking loud enough, your heart has no choice but to listen. Your brain is whispering right now. Your brain knows. You know it. This is where it comes in. This is where trauma bond and all this other stuff comes in. Your brain knows. Your brain is like, damn, this is gonna hurt us. This is gonna sting your heart, but it's whispering. Your brain is whispering. Your brain is like, we need to get out of here. It's gonna hurt us. We can't change this person. They're not going to change at all. But you need to scream it. Your brain needs to scream to your heart, wake up! We're going to die internally if we don't leave right now. You got to scream that message. That's communication issues going between your heart and your brain. Tell yourself a better story. Once you repeat the story to yourself, once you write the story down and reread it and reread it and reread it and reread it, your mind, your brain gets stronger and stronger and stronger and starts yelling at your heart. And your heart has no choice but to listen. You have to make it listen. You have to take control of your heart and make it listen. Tell yourself the correct story, because the story, your heart, your brain is just like, we need to leave here right now. Your heart hears like, I heard you. You said right now. Only thing I heard was right now. Get married. Get pregnant, get her pregnant. Cool, I heard that. Your brain, your heart, your brain is like, no, I didn't say that. I said we need to leave right now. Get my cheeks clapped right now. Clap the cheeks right now. I heard you say right now, and right now means cheeks. I'm gonna go do it. You see over there? Miscommunication between yourself. Your heart has. Your heart has selective hearing. Here's what it wants to hear to make itself feel better. Because like I said, feel. Your heart feels. It doesn't hear, it doesn't touch, it just feels. Your brain is just like, I need to go, but my heart is saying, I love them. What are you telling yourself, y'all? What story are you telling yourself to keep you here? Are you telling yourself that you can change this person? Change that change that dialect, change that writing. You can't change this person. You can't change anybody. There's nobody on this planet you can change. Narcissist, toxic person, or whatever. You don't have the power to change people. They have to be willing. They have to be willing to work on themselves and to change themselves. You can't do that. But whatever. Are you telling yourself the story? The I need to love this person harder story, and maybe they'll love me more. No, it doesn't work. You can't make someone love you. You can't. But that's what the narcissist did to me. So you can, because that's what they did to me. They didn't make you fall in love with them. You chose to fall in love with them. They didn't force love on you. Unless they held you hostage and just like, love me, and said that to you in a room. They didn't force you to love them. You made yourself love them. You see that? You see how you flip it? You flip it right there. But like, what did you just leave? You just use some word salad. That's gaslighting. Rewind it and go back and listen to what I just said. It makes complete sense to me. It might not make sense to you. Go re-listen to that and put it in the comment section. But yeah, because I don't pre-plan these videos. I just started talking. I write down a sentence and I base this whole video on the sentence. The sentence says, what story are you telling yourself? And I made this whole, we 9 minutes and 30 seconds into a video now of me just basing on that. I don't know what I'm going to say. I just go with it. I just flow with it. Y'all can tell this is not scripted. This is not there. Look, the Lee Hammock is a paid actor. No, I'm just out here chatting. I'm chatting with y'all. So tell yourself a better story. If I love them harder, I can change them. No, the hell you cannot. Love yourself more, you can change you. You love yourself more, you can change you. Redirect that love to you. Dam up the river, dam up, like, like a river dam, dam up the river of your love so that it redirects the current back to you to replenish yourself, to replenish your nutrients, to replenish your heart, your mind, to reestablish that connection, that communication between your heart and your mind. Better communication, the river, let that river of love flow into you, not into them. Tell yourself a better story. I can't change this person. The only thing I can change is me. I have to empower myself. I have to love myself. Write your story down. Say it every morning like a mantra. Like Tony Robbins says, he doesn't like mantras. There's no weeds. There's no weeds. There's no weeds. There's no weeds. You open your eyes up, there'll still be weeds. You have to go pull the weeds out. Shout out Tony Robbins. You have to empower yourself, y'all. But anyways, I'm gonna cut this thing short, y'all. Live in-person workshop, September 24th, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and then we're doing October 15th, Austin, Texas, and then November 19th, Toronto, Canada. It's on and popping, y'all. Check out www.mentalhealness.net for more information. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like and subscribe for more. And as always, Mental Healness is out. Peace.